So we'll just give you a brief about what are the challenges which we have seen in the past. So integration is generally a challenge. Data security, which it becomes a challenge, but currently we are managing that. So those things are there, but I don't think these will be challenges while we are implementing as a
No,
tax.
I think important aspect, Gaurav, here is that integration. When we talk about integrations, how often, I mean, all the viewers, I'm sure they will agree with the fact that as soon as there's a system implementation comes out there, they all understand this not going to be as easy as been said. Because the moment implementation comes out there, data to data field integration and mapping is critical. And just like any other application that you bring out to the business, there are certain nuances that one need to understand, that how the data flows, every single business, how many systems, how many models of invoicing, how many timings of the invoices, and so on and so forth. So all these, as a situation, need to be documented, validated, and then need to be aligned and adapted to the need of digitally remittance of the invoice from here. And that's where we come into the picture to assist in terms of how to navigate these complexities. Yeah.
So these are the certain things which learned from KSA while we were doing the implementation. There were real time issues, there were operational downtimes. So, but we navigated, we understood how we have to manage these situations, and we have successfully implemented very well tax labs in KSA. So we have a case study which is on the logistics industry, which says that in KSA there was a beneficial advantage which happened because in logistics their invoices are detailed and there is a lot of breakups of the services which are provided. So now the invoicing became more faster because the codes were defined, the integration was done properly. The VAT return review process became more easier because now all the invoices are linked, return automatically populates. Instead of spending 2 days 3 days preparing the return, within 2 hours your returns is ready. There's a lot of cost savings in terms of man hours. There's a lot of errors which have reduced because everything is automated and there's very limited manual intervention. Now how can Andersen support? So currently what we are doing a gap analysis and due diligence for all our clients to understand what are the challenges which we can see. Now currently most of the people are able to generate tax invoices which are compliant. They are able to generate tax credit notes which are compliant. But are they ready for e-invoicing? Are their systems aligned? Are their systems interacting in the manner which they are supposed to? So we are conducting a review, we are conducting gap analysis to understand what are the changes required in the various fields to align with our system. We're doing a feasibility test. After that, there will be an integration phase wherein we will integrate the ERP of the client with our tax lab and with the FTA. So there will be a dual integration to align things and to see if the movement of details are happening or movement of records are happening correctly. After that, we'll conduct dry runs as well as conduct user acceptance test to see if the entire flow is matching and everything is going streamless and the invoices are generated in the correct manner.
I think you touch with very important topic when say gap analysis is many times it's called the business process analysis as well, or business process review analysis, where you need to understand as a scenario, understanding like the models and ways you create invoices in different formats and different shapes and different sort of clients and clientele. I mean, let's talk about some of the industries which is like having a critical challenge, right? So if you see today, insurance per se, insurance has a big challenge considering like they issue a lot of self driven invoices for their brokers on behalf of brokers. I think that model need to really adapt to the need of invoicing. Second scenario is all the hospitality client is also again a key challenge. So within the hotels, the invoicing model is slightly different because advance and then adjustment of advance and then operating through various platforms and situations. So that is another thing. Banking, I think another industry that probably need to really look into invoicing as a critical aspect, because core banking is not very easy, and any sort of changes that need to be brought in within the core banking need to be aligned from different aspect. And today the invoicing is part and parcel because it's a real time. It's a real time. So that probably also need to be looked into. So industries need to validate that how is the current business model and what need to change require a significant mind shift.
Of course. So this is currently a phase wherein you have to understand whether you are ready for e-invoicing or you require a lot of changes. Because today met a client, they were saying that we'll have to undergo a system change before we implement because the systems are quite poor. So you need to have a fair assessment to understand where you stand. So now we have few key takeaways. Like Anderson is working closely for digital transformation. We have implemented VAT automation, excise automation. So we are continuously developing our software and we are moving towards AI and tax AI. we, the the most important thing is that we are acting right now and we are ready to support all our clients with e-invoicing solution or automation solutions. We are ensuring that most of the players on most of our clients are ready for e-invoicing, because you may feel that you have 1 year, but you actually don't have 1 year. This entire process takes a lot of time. Integration as well as development changes take a lot of time, so you have to be prepared. Considering the changes which are required in the data dictionary, we have to work and action right now to ensure that by July 2026 most of the players are ready.
Yeah, I think it's critical. I totally agree with that. The integrations are not very straightforward. Often it takes a little bit of different course of action. It depends on where exactly you are in your digital transformation journey within your organization, and there are a lot of breaks as well. One just not need to consider that it's around the clock you're working out there. You'll be having the financial year closing, you will be having tax return closing comes out there, you'll be having certain strategic project which is IT is taking up, so probably they may not be able to start right now. Then you'll be having the annual leaves coming out there. So there's a leaps and bounces around the entire process. There's a technical hiccups that also may come out there, which kind of technology that you should use. If you're using in-house, then probably you need to consider cloud because the data volume is going to be higher. What level of consistency and performance that you require, which means like how many CPUs and servers and redundancies kind of required. So now if you get into a little bit more technical stuff, then you open channel after channel that need to be think through, because it's like exposing your business transactions to that of authority. It means there's a robust planning need to be thought about it. It's not just like I can run now my business from one single laptop, having using its own memory. Probably you need to have the cloud behind it, and you need to have a right sort of system so that as and when the volume increases, it multiply and keep the performance and keep the speed normal for interactions. Yeah.